Beyond the lab coat and the canvas, unveiling the everyday creativity of women. For too long, the definition of creative thinking has been unfairly confined to the realms of science, engineering, art, and writing. Lightning bolt discoveries, groundbreaking inventions, and masterpieces of literature are undeniably impressive, but they represent only a sliver of the creative potential that exists in all of us. This narrow view, a common fallacy, not only limits our understanding of creativity but also overlooks the potent and often unacknowledged creative contributions of women in all aspects of life. The truth is, creative thinking is not exclusive to those who wear lab coats or wield paintbrushes. It's not just about inventing electricity or developing the polio vaccine. Instead, it's a fundamental human capability manifested in problem-solving, innovation, and imaginative solutions, no matter the context. It's seeing a need and finding a clever way to meet it, connecting seemingly disparate ideas, and bringing something new and valuable into the world. Think about the mother who, with limited resources, creatively repurposed old clothes into stunningly unique outfits for her children. Consider the entrepreneur who identifies a gap in the market and develops an innovative service to fill it. Or the community organizer who creatively mobilizes volunteers to address a local need. These examples, often spearheaded by women, demonstrate a resourcefulness and ingenuity that are just as valid and impactful as any scientific breakthrough. Why then has the understanding of creativity been so restricted? Perhaps it stems from a historical bias that elevates traditionally male-dominated fields while overlooking the contributions women make in more domestic or community-focused spheres. Or maybe it's because these everyday acts of creativity are often undervalued because they are seen as practical rather than groundbreaking. However, the ability to juggle multiple roles, manage complex households, navigate interpersonal relationships, and find innovative solutions to everyday problems requires a high degree of creative thinking. Women, often tasked with these responsibilities, consistently demonstrate their ability to think outside the box and find creative solutions in areas that are frequently overlooked. It's time to broaden our understanding of creativity and recognize its multifaceted nature. Let's move beyond the limiting view that only certain professions or grand achievements represent true creative thinking. Let's celebrate the ingenuity and resourcefulness found in the everyday lives of women, and acknowledge that their contributions, often unseen and unsung, are just as vital to a thriving and innovative society. By doing so, we not only empower women to recognize their own creative potential but also foster a more inclusive and accurate understanding of what it truly means to be creative. The power of belief. How women and everyone can achieve the impossible. When women believe, your mind finds ways to do. This simple statement holds a profound truth applicable far beyond gender. Belief fuels action, while doubt stifles potential. It highlights a crucial difference in how our minds operate depending on our initial perception of possibility. When we approach a challenge with the conviction that success is attainable, our minds become powerful allies, actively seeking solutions and paving the path forward. Conversely, if we're convinced of failure, our minds become equally adept at constructing barriers and justifying inaction. The core message is this: believing something is impossible triggers a mental process dedicated to proving that impossibility. We unconsciously gather evidence, anticipate obstacles, and ultimately reinforce our initial negative belief. But when we genuinely believe something can be done, the narrative shifts. Our minds transition from identifying roadblocks to exploring avenues, fostering creativity, and uncovering unforeseen opportunities. The act of believing something can be done is not just wishful thinking, it's a catalyst for innovative problem-solving. Think about it. If you approach a task confident in your ability to succeed, you're more likely to brainstorm creative solutions. You're open to unconventional approaches and willing to think outside the box. Persist through adversity. Setbacks are seen as temporary hurdles, not insurmountable obstacles. Seek out resources and support. You're driven to find the tools and connections needed to achieve your goal. In contrast, believing something can't be done is destructive thinking. It leads to self-fulfilling prophecies. We inadvertently create the very outcome we fear. Missed opportunities. We fail to explore possibilities that could lead to success. A sense of learned helplessness. We become passive and resigned to failure. This principle extends to all facets of life, from personal endeavors to global challenges. Consider the political leaders who lack a genuine belief in the possibility of lasting world peace. Their skepticism, however well-intentioned, can hinder their ability to explore innovative diplomatic strategies and foster international cooperation. Similarly, economists who accept business depressions as an unavoidable part of the economic cycle may not be motivated to develop creative policies aimed at mitigating economic downturns. The power of belief is not just a feel-good sentiment, it's a fundamental driver of human achievement. By consciously choosing to believe in the possibility of success, we unlock our mind's potential to find the ways and overcome the obstacles that stand between us and our goals. Whether it's a personal ambition, a professional challenge, or a global problem, cultivate a mindset of possibility, and watch as your mind transforms from a source of doubt into a powerful engine of innovation and achievement. It is not just about believing in yourself, it's about empowering your mind to believe in the possibility itself. And when you do, you unleash the incredible potential that lies within. Unlock connection and creativity, the power of encouraging others to talk. In our increasingly fast-paced and digitally driven world, genuine connection can often feel fleeting. We're so used to broadcasting our own thoughts and opinions that we sometimes forget the simple, yet profound, power of listening and encouraging others to share. This is more than just good manners, it's a tactic for personal growth and building authentic relationships. Imagine sitting in a meeting, brimming with ideas, but hesitant to dominate the conversation. Instead of launching into your own spiel, you turn to a quieter colleague and ask, "What are your thoughts on this, Sarah?" Or perhaps you're having a one-on-one conversation and sense the other person is holding back. A simple, "Tell me about your experience with that," can be the catalyst for a deeper, more meaningful exchange. These seemingly small gestures unlock a double-barreled victory. 1. Fueling your creative thought. By actively listening and drawing out the perspectives of others, you're essentially opening yourself to a wealth of raw material for your own creative thinking. Each person has a unique lens through which they view the world, shaped by their experiences, beliefs, and knowledge. By tapping into this diverse pool of perspectives, you can break out of your own echo chamber. Hearing different viewpoints challenges your assumptions and helps you see things from a new angle. Identify hidden problems and opportunities. Others may notice details or connections that you've overlooked. Spark innovative solutions. The combination of different perspectives can lead to unexpected and brilliant ideas. Think of it like this: you're not just listening, you're mining for gold. The more you encourage others to share, the richer the vein of inspiration you'll uncover. 2. Forging deeper connections and winning friends. In a world where everyone is vying for attention, taking the time to genuinely listen and encourage others to talk is a powerful act of validation. It sends the message, "I value your opinion, your experience, and your perspective." This creates a powerful ripple effect. People feel heard and understood. When someone feels truly listened to, they are more likely to feel valued and respected. Trust is built. Sharing personal experiences and perspectives requires vulnerability. By creating a safe and encouraging space, you foster trust and open communication. Likability increases. There's a simple truth: people are drawn to those who make them feel good about themselves. By encouraging them to talk and validating their thoughts, you're effectively making them feel seen and appreciated. Putting it into practice. Here are a few simple phrases you can use to encourage others to talk. What are your thoughts on? Tell me more about your experience with. What do you think is the key takeaway here? Did anything particularly stand out to you? What's your perspective on this situation? Remember, the key is to listen actively, with genuine curiosity and without judgment. Ask follow-up questions, show empathy, and resist the urge to interrupt. In conclusion, encouraging others to talk is not just a good social skill, it's a powerful strategy for personal growth, creative problem-solving, and building meaningful connections. By prioritizing listening and creating a space for others to share their thoughts, you'll unlock a wealth of knowledge, foster deeper relationships, and ultimately, become a more effective and influential individual. So, the next time you're in a conversation, take a step back, shift your focus, and ask, "What do you think?" You might be surprised at what you discover. Sharpening your ideas. The power of asking, "What do you think?" We all have ideas, brilliant flashes of inspiration, incremental improvements, or even just a nagging feeling that something could be better. But how do we know if our ideas are truly good? Or, more importantly, how can we make them even better? The answer, surprisingly, often lies not in solitary contemplation, but in the collaborative process of seeking feedback. Instead of presenting your thoughts as fully formed pronouncements, try framing them as questions, inviting others to help you refine and polish them. Think about it. An idea presented as a final product risks resistance. It's like saying, "This is how it is," leaving little room for input. But what if, instead, you approached a colleague and said, "I've been thinking about streamlining our client onboarding process. I had an idea about automating the initial paperwork using a new platform. What do you think of this suggestion?" Suddenly, you've opened the door for constructive dialogue. Your colleague might offer insights you hadn't considered, point out potential pitfalls, or even suggest a completely different approach you hadn't thought of. What do you think of this suggestion? Approach is powerful for several reasons. It fosters collaboration. It signals that you value others' opinions and are open to their input. It helps identify blind spots. We all have biases and limitations in our thinking. Others can see things we miss. It encourages critical thinking. By prompting others to evaluate your idea, you encourage them to engage with it in a meaningful way. It mitigates risk. Identifying potential problems early on can save you time, effort, and resources in the long run. The key is to approach these interactions with humility and a genuine desire to learn. Don't be dogmatic and stubbornly cling to your idea, even in the face of valid criticism. Remember, the goal isn't to prove yourself right, but to develop the best possible solution. Before presenting your idea, it can also be helpful to do some informal research. Gauge the general sentiment around the problem you're trying to solve. Ask your associates if they've encountered similar challenges and how they've addressed them. This preliminary research will not only inform your thinking but also prepare you for more targeted feedback. For example, let's say you're considering a new marketing campaign targeting a younger demographic. Instead of launching straight into a full-blown pitch, try this. "I'm thinking about launching a new TikTok campaign. I'm curious, what do you think young people are looking for in online content these days? Have you seen any successful campaigns that resonate with that audience? What do you think the biggest challenges might be?" By asking these open-ended questions, you're tapping into the collective knowledge and experience of your network. You're essentially crowdsourcing feedback without making any definitive commitments. Ultimately, the "what do you think of this suggestion?" approach is about recognizing that the best ideas are often the result of collaboration and refinement. Embrace the power of asking questions, listen attentively to feedback, and be willing to adjust your thinking. You'll be surprised at how much better your ideas can become. So, what do you think of this suggestion? How do you typically approach sharing and refining your ideas? What are some potential challenges to this approach and how can they be overcome? Let's discuss. The art of active listening. Beyond just waiting your turn. In our fast-paced world, genuine connection can often feel like a rare and valuable commodity. We're constantly bombarded with information, opinions, and the pressure to express our own thoughts. But what if the key to deeper understanding and richer relationships lies not in our talking, but in our listening? Listening is far more than just a passive act of keeping our mouths shut. It's an active and engaged process that involves truly letting someone's words penetrate our minds, allowing them to resonate and be considered. Too often, we fall into the trap of pretending to listen, mentally preparing our counter-arguments or waiting for the opportune moment to interject with our own perspectives. This isn't listening, it's merely waiting for our turn to speak. True listening requires conscious effort. It demands that we concentrate on what the other person is saying. This means quieting the internal chatter, silencing our own immediate reactions, and focusing our attention fully on the speaker. Put away distractions, make eye contact, and show genuine interest. Evaluate the information. Don't just passively hear the words, analyze them. Consider the speaker's perspective, tone, and the underlying message they are trying to convey. Are there emotions behind the words? Are they asking for help, sharing an experience, or simply expressing an opinion? Asking clarifying questions can be a powerful tool in this stage. Let it be mind food. Think of the information being shared as nourishment for your own understanding. Absorb it, process it, and use it to expand your own knowledge and perspective. Even if you disagree with what's being said, the act of truly listening and evaluating can lead to growth and a more nuanced viewpoint. By practicing active listening, we transform conversations from monologues into dialogues. We create a space where others feel heard, valued, and understood. This, in turn, fosters stronger relationships, improved communication, and a greater capacity for empathy. So, the next time you find yourself in a conversation, make a conscious effort to truly listen. Resist the urge to interrupt or plan your response. Instead, focus on the speaker, evaluate their words, and allow their message to nourish your mind. You might be surprised by the connections you forge and the knowledge you gain. Remember, listening is not just the absence of talking, it's the presence of empathy, understanding, and a genuine desire to connect. Harness your brilliance. A practical guide to idea generation and development. We all have them, those fleeting moments of inspiration, those brilliant ideas that pop into our heads seemingly out of nowhere. But how often do we actually capture these gems and nurture them into something tangible? Far too often, these sparks of genius fade away, lost to the demands of daily life. This doesn't have to be the case. By following a few simple steps, you can harness your creative potential and turn those fleeting ideas into powerful realities. 1. Don't let ideas escape. The importance of capture. Imagine a farmer who plants seeds but neglects to protect them from the elements. The seeds may sprout, but they are quickly devoured, leaving no harvest. Similarly, letting an idea slip away unrecorded is like destroying the potential fruit of your thinking. Memory is a notoriously unreliable vessel for new ideas. They are fragile, easily forgotten, or distorted over time. The key is to have a system in place to capture ideas the moment they surface. This could be a simple notebook and pen that you carry with you, a notes app on your phone, or even just a stack of index cards. The important thing is to have a readily available tool to fence into your thoughts, preventing them from disappearing into the ether. 2. Review and refine. Curating your idea garden. Once you've captured your ideas, the next step is to organize and evaluate them. Think of this as sorting through a collection of raw materials. Not every idea will be a winner, and that's perfectly fine. The purpose of this step is to identify the promising ones and discard those that are unlikely to bear fruit. Create an active file. This could be a physical file cabinet, a dedicated folder on your computer, or even a humble shoebox. The form doesn't matter as much as the consistent practice of reviewing your ideas regularly. As you examine each one, ask yourself questions like, is this idea truly novel and worthwhile? Does it align with my goals and interests? Are there any obvious flaws or limitations? Don't be afraid to discard ideas that no longer seem viable, but hold on to those that still hold promise, even if they require further development. 3. Cultivate and fertilize, nurturing your ideas to fruition. The next stage is where the real magic happens. It's time to transform your raw ideas into something concrete by cultivating and fertilizing them. This involves deep thinking, research, and exploration. Think deeply. Deliberately dedicate time to contemplate your idea. Explore its various facets and implications. Connect the dots. Look for connections between your idea and related concepts. How can you build upon it, refine it, or integrate it with other areas of knowledge? Do your research. Read everything you can find that is relevant to your idea. Understanding the existing landscape will help you identify opportunities and avoid reinventing the wheel. Investigate all angles. Consider the potential challenges and obstacles associated with your idea. How can you overcome them? What resources will you need? Put it to work. When you feel your idea is ripe, start to implement it. Don't be afraid to experiment and iterate. The power of tangible representation. Shaping ideas on paper. Taking your idea from the abstract to the tangible is crucial. This could involve creating a preliminary sketch, a storyboard, a draft document, or any other form of visual or written representation. There are 2 compelling reasons to do this. Improved clarity. By giving your idea a tangible form, you can literally see it, analyze its strengths and weaknesses, and identify areas that need refinement. Enhanced communication. Ideas often need to be sold to others, be it customers, colleagues, or investors. A well-presented idea, whether through a diagram, a chart, or a prototype, is far more persuasive than a purely oral presentation. Unlocking your creative potential, tools and mindset. Beyond the practical steps outlined above, cultivating a creative mindset is essential. Here are a few tools to help you unlock your potential. Believe in possibilities. A positive mindset is a powerful catalyst for innovation. Eliminate phrases like impossible and won't work from your vocabulary. Challenge tradition. Don't let established ways of doing things stifle your creativity. Be receptive to new ideas and experiment with different approaches. Seek continuous improvement. Ask yourself daily, how can I do better? There is always room for self-improvement, and this question will prompt you to find creative solutions. Expand your horizons. Associate with people who can inspire new ideas and ways of thinking. Seek out diverse perspectives and engage in stimulating conversations. Practice active listening. Listening is a powerful tool for gathering information and gaining new insights. Remember, big people monopolize the listening, small people monopolize the talking. By embracing these tools and techniques, you can transform your ideas into reality and unlock your full creative potential. Start today and see where your imagination can take you. End of Chapter 4.